1, 2, 3, go! And go! Hi team, this is Chris Abraham from GOHacademy. In today's video, we're going to work through content for the 13 colonies. Use this video to help you review this content and help you with your teacher certification exam. Now let's take a look. Okay team, here's our first problem. Now I want you to take a moment, I want you to pause the video and read it. When you read this question, you can see that the question itself is just one sentence. It's one juicy sentence, right? And then the answer choices here, they're in phrase form, but they're kind of wordy, right? These phrases, they've got a lot of lots of language in them, and they're a little confusing. So we'll start by just paraphrasing it. So it says here, economic relations between Great Britain and its North American colonies. So it's talking about how Great Britain and the 13 colonies interacted, how their economies were linked. Were based on mercantilist principles that emphasize, so they followed mercantilism. Okay, what is mercantilism? And that would help us understand what mercantilist principles were. So let's get the big picture of what mercantilism was back then. This was an economic system that was established with a colonizing country forming a colony, and that colony would produce raw materials. Think sugar, tobacco, cotton, raw materials that then could be shipped over to the colonizing country and manufactured into goods that could be sold. And these goods could be sold all across the world and back to the colonizing country. So the 13 colonies were set up as business ventures to produce those raw materials to make a profit for the colonizing country, or in this case, Great Britain. In this system of trade, the colonies were able to produce raw materials at a very low price, partly because of the slave trade. We have that triangular trade going on here, and that forced labor, where you're not paying for that labor, allow the 13 colonies to produce products at a very low price that then could be shipped over to Europe, and then Europe and Great Britain would be able to sell those products and gain a profit. So this is mercantilism, okay? Okay, now to the question again. So we want to look at these answer choices here and think about, how is this system set up with Great Britain and North America based off of mercantilism principles, okay? So let's see. Is it this idea here, the development of diversified economies in the colonies? Let me just underline that phrase, diversified economies in the 13 colonies. Let's think about that. What does it mean to be a diversified economy? Well, this would be an economy that held both factories and farms. This would be an economy that was producing, right? And this would be something that Great Britain would absolutely not want the 13 colonies to be doing, right? They want to have the diversified economy where they have farms and factories that they're able to manufacture goods. They don't want the 13 colonies to manufacture goods. So this would not be one of those principles for mercantilism, okay? Or how about this one right here? C, the expansion of colonial trade with the colonies of other nations. So let's see, colonial trade, again, that's 13 colonies trading with other nations and other nation colonies. Is that what they want? No, they don't. They want all trade to go through Great Britain, right? If the colonies are able to trade with other countries and other nations, then they're able to bypass Great Britain being the middleman, and they're going to be able to save money, and Great Britain's going to lose money. So this would not be something that Great Britain would want, the 13 colonies going outside of Great Britain. So we'll cross that one off, and we don't think of this one off. How about this? D, colonial production of manufactured goods popular in Great Britain. So what is this saying? Colonial production is saying that the 13 colonies, they're going to manufacture goods and then sell to Great Britain. And that's not what the colonizing country wants. So that's out too, right? See how we're sort of paraphrasing the language, We paraphrase it in a way that just makes the language a little bit easier to process. And then we get to our answer here. B, colonial production. So this means 13 colonies, the production of raw materials. So the colonies are producing raw material, sugar, cotton, tobacco, that are needed in Great Britain so that they can manufacture those products to refine goods and sell it around the world for a profit, or back to the colonies for a profit. So the answer is B. All right, team, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I want you to give it a big thumbs up, share it with a friend, and maybe check out a GOHacademy workshop. You can go to GOHacademy.com. I'm sure you'll find them very helpful. Everyone have a great day. Take care, team. Bye-bye.